Nioh's freaking sweet. These games take the Dark Souls formula that's already pretty awesome and add so much extra cool stuff. Combat has more going on with the improved stamina system, now the chi system, which has the chi pulse, which allows the pace to be kept up while still requiring thought from the player. Each weapon type has its own special gimmicks that allow for a ton of player expression, and each basically have their own skill ceiling. There's more streamlined and comprehensible RPG mechanics, so you actually know what you're doing the entire time. And my new favorite thing, Amrita. At first glance, Amrita just appears to be a stand-in for Souls, and you'd be right, mostly. But Amrita is still one of my favorite currencies of all time for a few reasons. Number one, plot relevance. I always like it when things used in a game have a bearing on how the world works. Otherwise, it can feel overly video gamey, if that makes any sense. Fortunately, Amrita is all anyone seems to talk about in this world. Amrita stones are a large central plot point. Your best friend is this guy with the leaky nose. He sells the stones as a living. He gives them to you to give you control of your super demon powers. They're used in warfare to create stronger armies. They give superpowers, but also tend to turn you into a demon monster, ups and downs. Amrita's connection to demons also show in the gameplay. Monsters will shed more Amrita when hit by a staggering attack, or when having a deposit of Amrita destroyed on their body, usually the horns. Amrita's existence in the game isn't as completely consistent relative to the plot as something like Bioshock, where Adam can only be harvested from a single enemy type. Humans will still drop Amrita upon death, but that's just to maintain consistent progression. Otherwise, levels with just humans would not be replayed as much. Anyway, there's a bunch of details that make Amrita feel like tangible stuff. Like how Amrita travels through the air and as these little pips that are only added to your collection when they actually reach your character. Not like in Dark Souls where they fake that effect and have the souls added at a consistent time for every kill, regardless of distance. Also, there's these super neat stalagmites. Drop some and you knock them over. I don't know, I think they're cool. Alright, just to get it out of the way, Amrita is souls. Enemies give you a bunch when they die. The game doesn't require you to kill an enemy directly to acquire them. They are dropped when you die, can retrieve before dying a second time, and are used to upgrade your base traits, which allow you to equip better gear, increase health, stamina, specific damage resistances, and damage output. What makes Amrita so much more interesting are all the ways that it is used, acquired, and how these methods encourage you to be a better player. Aside from just killing stuff, you can also get more Amrita from how you kill stuff. I said earlier that demons will drop additional Amrita when hit by staggering attacks. Well, some demons are freaking big and don't get staggered as easily. To stagger these guys, you have to bring their chi, which is stamina, to 0. This encourages you to keep the pressure on and utilize additional tools to bring their chi down. You can use additional items that slow recovery, attacks like kicks that are specifically for reducing chi, using special demon powers that reduce maximum chi, even elemental damage builds play into this. If multiple elements are applied to a single enemy, they take even more chi damage. Then there's the loot system that encourages quickly swapping out as many weapons as possible. All weapons and armor can be offered at shrines for additional items in Amrita. Each weapon gains familiarity when used up to a maximum that depends on weapon rarity. Offering weapons with higher familiarity return more Amrita, so even when loot reaches a maximum level, there's still a very good reason to keep picking up new weapons. Even when replaying levels, you're encouraged to explore every nook and cranny each time because you collect some Amrita every time you loot the environment or activate a shrine. Now, I love Dark Souls, but Souls don't have a ton going on, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Having a single universal currency makes the game very understandable. In Dark Souls, you collect the souls and just kind of sit on them until you get to a shop or can level up. Purely long term. In Nioh, Amrita collected can do a number of things upon collection. One thing being increasing your Amrita gauge, which is a circle on the top left. Filling this allows you to enter an invincible state where you can deal additional damage along with other bonuses depending on how you allocate upgrades. Then there's stuff that equipment stats can do for you. Upon collecting Amrita, any number of handy effects can happen, like increased damage, defense, stamina regen, and my favorite, health recovery. Hey you like using elixirs to heal yourself? It's quick, useful, and so goddamn boring. What you gotta do is talk to this guy, join the cool guys club, kill this bastard, steal his biting powers, and then use it to make a ton of Amrita spawn, and there you go. Also, you can use magic to make Amrita spawn every time you land a hit, and then just use attacks or items that land a bunch of hits really quick, and it's freaking sweet, and I've hit the 5-minute mark.